Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What time is it? Good afternoon. Today is, I want to say January, July 31st, and the time is 1:02 p.m. I got a new deck I want to use, y'all. This is the Alice Wonderland Oracle deck. It doesn't say Alice in Wonderland, it's Alice Wonderland Oracle deck. It's my first time, of course, using it. Just got it. So, yeah, I've been. And of course, I'm going to use the Alice in Wonderland tarot deck for clarification. So this should be pretty good, right? I think so. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, it's when you're meant to see it. It's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm being called for the other deck too. Give me a second, y'all. I'm probably gonna close with this one. Right, yeah, the wild things. But that's what it's giving me. Let's see how it goes. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Almost Friday. For those that have the weekends off. And for those that don't, it's still almost Friday. Y'all managed to get it in anyway, right? Right. Alright, so let's light up. Happy Friday, y'all. What's the message from my collective? Listen, I appreciate y'all so much for the super chats and the donations and tips that you guys send to me, and the likes and the subscribes and the shares. I appreciate y'all so much for helping me build a channel. Alright, so kudos to us, right? Yeah, we had an energetic connection now, y'all. Whether you like it or not. Okay, we got Impossible Things. And then we have You Are Rare and Free. Okay. And we got we're all mad here. What you mean? We all mad, right? I wonder what will happen next. Nice. We're going to leave it right there. And what's on the bottom? It's always tea time. Repetition. Some of you guys could be getting bored. All right? Feeling like, you know, like a monotonous kind of energy, but doing the same thing over and over again. You want to add a little spice to your life. Child, I can dig it. But every time I think about doing that shit, I be like, and I lose fucking control. That's my first time, like, and I lose fucking control. So I'm like, but I'm just, I'm working through that. You know what I mean? All right, let's go ahead. As we all are, right? 34 could be significant. Impossible things. Working through disbelief. Imaginative leaps. Fresh perspective. Working through disbelief. Shit, I can't believe this shit. That's what I'm hearing. So that those moments, right? You've overcome, you transform. We got butterflies riding unicorns, child. Listen. I love it. 4 and 3 is 7. That's 7th house energy. Balance, Libra, right. Yes. You're looking at things from a fresh perspective. You're no longer looking at it as something that's bad. Look at it, okay, so when you're in this disbelief kind of energy, like you really can't believe this is happening, just think of it as, okay, so I'm being redirected. That wasn't for me. Because when you cooperate with the universe will take you where you deserve. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? You are rare and free. There are not many like you. But you already know that because you already feel isolated, alone, and like you don't fit in. So, yeah, misunderstood. You ain't got no friends. You ain't got no boyfriends. You really ain't even looking for none of that. You hear me? Because every time you allowed yourself to be vulnerable with somebody, you had that I can't believe this shit moment. Right? Come on now. So you had to learn how to give love to yourself. You had to learn how to become more accepting. 8 and 3 is 11, so that's 11th house blessings. Come on now. You're a rare and free. You are a blessing for someone that can accept you. Because I've experienced, and I'm pretty sure you have too, like when you try to build relationships or like friendships, especially for me with women, And we all want to say we woke, right? And we're very accepting, and we're grounded, and we got our shit together, right? But for me, from my experience, it's always, because I'm an empath. I can pick up on the energy. I can see the change. I know, you know what I'm saying? And it's like all the time. But what I've learned how to do is gracefully bow out. You know what I'm saying? Gracefully bow out. It ain't got to be no nothing, right? You just see it, and you know, redirect yourself. That's for me, right? Because I don't even want to go through it. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be bothered with that, because I'm the type of person to be in my energy. You're gonna have to have a strong stomach, I guess, a strong will, a strong spirit, because I know the valley that I walk through. You know what I mean? I know the people and the things that go on in my life. You understand? And I really don't want anybody around me that's gonna fucking fold. Period. You know what I mean? If you're gonna fold, then fold your ass on over there in the corner somewhere, because I can't. So that's just it. If I can see that you're too vulnerable, that you're too open, that you're too, and I ain't talking about woke open, I'm talking about open to suggestive temptation. All right? We know what we know. We know what we know. And I'm not going to, back down and say I don't know what I'm talking about. I do. I'm not bitter. I ain't afraid. Ain't none of that. You should be afraid of me. And I don't mean that to say like I'm some kind of Billy Badass, because I'm not. I'm a girl. Okay? And I'm a girl. You know what I mean? But I'm a girl that's always had to defend herself because of people can't get control of their fucking feelings. You understand? I'm not a bad person. I'll help even my enemies. I will. I have. You know what I mean? Because I understand where it's coming from. That's why I don't take it personal. But in order for me to stay out of bullshit, I just gone back into my little cave. I'm all right there, because I don't want to walk around having to watch my fucking back because a bitch feels some kind of way. Because I'm gonna be me. I've learned to go ahead and shine, because for a long time I hid it. Because I didn't want to hurt somebody else's fucking feelings. You hear me? I ain't lying. This is just how I feel. This is my shit, my story. What I got to work through. Because I didn't want to hurt somebody's fucking feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, listen. Now, you know who those people are. They don't clap for you when you win. They don't, give you your flowers. They don't give you no props. They don't give you none of that shit. But they be there. They there, Okay, we're all mad here. Everyone is a little different, of course. But we all, we're all human. We all have feelings. We all hurt. We all bleed. You know what I'm saying? We can all be cut. We can all be humiliated. We can all be, abandoned and rejected. All of us can experience. So remember I talked about that in my last reading. We can all experience that pool of emotions. It just comes in different ways. Different, I can't believe this shits. You know what I mean? Okay, I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, pause before action. So now I feel like, collective, you're in a place where it's time for you to go on an adventure, right? To emerge back into humanity, with a different perspective, right? You do not have to experience the same things, right? But maybe more, you may have to put yourself around a different type of person, people maybe that you're not used to, all right? Working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, seeing yourself. How do you imagine yourself? Well, that's where you're going. If Spirit said you're already there, you just don't feel it yet, because you're still afraid that past shit's gonna creep up on you. Listen, it can't do. Even if it did come up, you're not bringing it with you. You know that. So when you see it, baby, all you know to do is curb. Curb that shit. That's it. All you gotta do is curb it respectfully. Not to a place where people but they'll probably say you're bougie. They'll say all kinds of shit. And if you let them in your energy, they will try to sabotage you. They will try to backstab you because they can't express. They can't get a hold of, you know, they can't get a hold of themselves, right? They can't help themselves. And nor are they willing to work through that shit. I remember I had put a post up on my page, and it said something about Spirit said leave it alone. I said okay. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's finish reading this. Okay, what will happen next? Right, that's the last card. I wonder what will happen next. Precipice of change. Yes, you're on it. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. You're like 1 foot. You got 1 foot out the gate and 1 foot still in the gate. You're taking a pause. You want to make sure that, you know, you got your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You do. This is fear. This is because of where you came from. That's all. And now you've come out of that. You can't even go back if you want to because it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel authentic. It will feel fake. It will feel forced and all that other good stuff. You know what I mean? And now you're like, I don't know. Some of you guys could be making a list. You're definitely praying a lot. You're doing something. It's like you sit with your eternity, endless moments and repetition. It's like you talk to your soul tribe, your spirit guides, God, if you pray, right? The Mad Hatter, yeah, because we all mad here, right? Whoever you get your spiritual advice from. Look at this, y'all. You can't go back to yesterday. Stop playing. And then, you can't go back to yesterday. I just said that. So, okay, we get ready to get the music back on here. Let's skip, see what the tarot has to say. Come on, y'all. I said skip. Oh, Lord. Monday. Oh, okay, let's see what's going on with my collective. I like these cards. I really do. You may feel like people try to judge you. You know? Judge you for how you I heard represent yourself, but how you, your authentic self. Even if it's a little queer, a little weird. Everybody got a little queer, a little weird in them, but that they do that shit either behind doors with their spouses, their girlfriend, boyfriends, whatever it is. You know, when in secret, in closed doors, but out in public, no, hell no. What? Look, the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands. You have a new beginning. You've overcome. You've won. You have a lot of achievements. You work through the disbelief and the impossible, right? You see things from a fresh perspective. You know you're real. You know you're not. You know you're not who you were representing in the past. That's what I'm getting. That part of you. It is who you are. All right. Let's say that because you did what you did and you experienced what you experienced. If you didn't do what you did, then you couldn't say anything. You couldn't say shit. Let's just put it like that. You really shouldn't be saying shit if you ain't never did it, right? So you accept, what you have done. And you know that it doesn't make you just that person. There's way more to you than just what you've done in the past, right? And you know that it takes time, right? Only to those that have experienced you to recognize that you have made a change. That takes time because it's not even about them. It's about how you think, how you feel. Now, do you feel like you moved yourself, you distanced yourself from that person? And if you have, then you have. You know you have. And what other people say and do, that's what people get in your fucking head and be talking about da. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to that shit. See, those are the ones that are scared to do it. That's all they're scared to do it. They'll be all right. You were scared to do it too, remember? All right? We all got some, we got our own shit. Look, man, listen. Death and rebirth. Making a new choice, and that's what you did. You put an end to it. You blew that candle out. You no longer burn that candle. That light is I I ain't even gonna say arrested because nothing's ever arrested. It's free to come and go as it pleases, right? But it is it's not leading, right? It's not driving the car. Girl. Miss E. That's for you. That's for you. Cheers to you, love. If it finally kicked in, and that's my respects to you. They know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you're no longer allowing it to drive the car, right? Because you want to go in a different direction. You want to change your life, so you gotta, right? Either this motherfucker's gonna turn and go to where you want to go. No, you have to stop allowing that part of you, that thought of who you were, continue to be that driving force in your life. You can't be that person forever. I don't care what people say. Nobody's ever that person that they were 5, 6, 7, and if not even fucking 5 minutes ago. How about that? So that's a trauma. That's something that needs to be worked through, because that's just you holding on to it, because you're not even that person anymore. But if you want to continue to be that person every day, girlfriend. If you want to continue to be that person every day, what we got here? We got a Page of Cups here. Somebody may want to apologize to you. We got a King of Pentacles here. This could be you. This could be somebody else. You could want to apologize to somebody, working through the disbelief, right? Something could have been, something that you couldn't perceive happening because you had an expectation. Because you had an expectation on someone's loyalty. So that loyalty meant there's a certain, I heard chain of command. There's a certain, way that you behave it's closing out a cycle. Learning a lesson. I feel like this is you and the King of Pentacles energy. It could be male or female, it don't matter. What's going on here? You are rare. There are not many like you. Let's keep going here, Spirit. Child, listen. 9 of Pentacles. You're a rare breed. That's what I'm hearing. 8 of Pentacles. You guys could have your own business. Okay? 5 of Pentacles. Queen Alice. This is somebody trying to take you off your throne. This is your house. You know what that inscription says up here? It says Queen Alice. That's your shit. So who is this being removed from your house? We're all different here. We're all a little different. Who's trying to 5 of Pentacles? Somebody could be losing their home. What's going on here? 2 of Pentacles. Finances. Needing a place to go. Yeah. What's going on here? What will happen next? Somebody's wondering what will happen next. So there's a change coming. So what is this with the 5 of Pentacles? Because up to this point, somebody wants to apologize. 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. 5, 6, 7. And the 3 of Wands. 10. Why is this person... I don't know where my book, that stuff is put up. No, it's not. It's over there. No, it's not. It's over there. Let me go get the book. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, like I know what the 5 of Pentacles is, but now I want to go a little deeper and figure out why this is happening. What the book says, Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, through the looking glass. After Alice becomes a queen, she finds herself before an arched doorway with the words Queen Alice in large letters. Despite her persistent knocking, no one answered the door. Alice asked a frog about the servant whose business it is to answer the door. He wants to know what is being asked, what has been asking of. Nothing, Alice says. I've been knocking at it. Shouldn't do that, vexes it. Shouldn't do that, vexes it. You know, you let it alone, and it'll let you alone. You know? The fuck? Wait a minute. In the text, Alice figures out that in the terms of the queenhood, she is not just visiting, she is actually a fucking queen. You ain't just visiting. You're actually a fucking queen or a king. Stop playing. She is not a servant, as queens serve no one but their own fancies, at least in the looking glass world. In the end, she simply opens the door and enters. In this image, we see that it is not always easy to claim our rights. Alice is in rags, hungry, and ill. Although she still has her crown, so she still has some connection with her sovereignty. All right, so you could have been stripped of a lot of things, right? You made it, you know, especially when it comes to finances, because those Five of Pentacles are there. It's like, all, you know, even though you had to go through a lot of changes, challenges, and, you know, and transformation, you still held your dignity. You held your self-respect. You never said, you know, you still know that you were somebody and you were somebody important. You are somebody and you is important. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you've had to go through, but you overcame that. And don't let people try to fucking pull you back in by your past, because that don't matter. That's what you had to go through to get to where you are. And they gonna have to do the same thing if they want to wear their crown. Come on, Spirit. Alice is in rags, hungry and ill, although she still has her crown, so she still has some connection to her sovereignty. The frog represents Alice's subconsciousness, animal fears, and irrationality. So this is an illusion. Almost, it's like self-sabotage. So this frog really ain't there. Wait a minute. The frog represents Alice's subconscious. Oh, okay. So this is like you saying you don't belong here. This is like you walking up to your castle with your name on it, and you know what I'm saying. You still feeling like you don't belong here, feeling like a fraud. Come on, Spirit. Alice is okay. The door symbolizes her path to the material and spiritual sustenance she needs. She knows where she needs to go, and she knows that she has a right. But some damaged part of her, come on, Spirit, keeps denying herself any fucking comfort. Keeps saying you don't deserve it. Wow. This card shows the hard times of material lack, which means a great opportunity to learn something. The card also contains a clue about the reality of the physical world. This suit is marked by pentacles, which show the four classical elements: fire, water, air, and earth. Okay. Under the government of spirit. This card invites you to think about the connection between the spiritual and the physical in your life. We often say that this card means that the church is not doing its job to help people. Wow. A better way to look at it is to realize that a church is a community. If you are not part of a church, then what community are you a part of? Communities are not something we turn to only when we are in need. We invest time and energy into creating community to help others and to be helped in turn. And to be helped in turn. So you don't feel like you belong where you are. Or where you trying to go, you may, you know, or maybe you're just getting to this place where, you know, in your own subconscious, where you are starting to accept, you know, that you are someone of divine, you know, relevance. Like every single one of us, that's why we have unique fingerprints, unique DNA, because we all, God gave us all gifts. You just have to be. A lot of people are tapped into their gifts. What they do with it is that's where the judgment comes in. It ain't about the gifts. It's about what you do with the gift. Boom. There it is. Let's keep going here. It ain't about the gift. It's what you do with it. That's where your judgment comes in. We got the Three of Swords here, waiting for your ships to come in. Some of you guys could feel like you're not in a financial position, that you want to be. Okay, so this may be keeping you from feeling like you don't belong. It's your essence, it's your character, it's what you do for work. It's not what you have. What do you do? Like the book was talking about, and to make sure that you're not just taking from the community, but you're giving into the community. Having some character, right? Morals, values. Child, listen, what I say. Somebody that gives as well. Somebody that's very stable, integrity, have a great work ethic. They don't just think about themselves. And the people that help this person to get to where they are, they give back to those, and they give back to those that don't know, so they can help others to learn how to become self-sufficient as well. This is like having an eternal pinnacle. With that time on that stopwatch, it's a pinnacle. Eternal time, right? Everlasting. That's what God promises, right? What's going on here, Spirit? Maybe this is you. Thank you. You need to apologize. You should apologize to yourself, right? Yeah, working through the disbelief. Maybe somebody may want to apologize to you, but maybe you need to apologize to someone. Take it how it resonates. Or maybe it's just, to yourself. Take your time. Right? Don't be so hard on yourself. And you absolutely belong. Your past does not, represent where your destiny goes. Your past is just a tool to get you to your destiny. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. Got a new beginning coming to you. Who is this? Loud mouth, belligerent. I see belligerent. I see hard head. But this is also... Nah, I don't think I like that energy. Somebody's very loud. Somebody wants to be loud. It's like somebody wants to object to something about you. Look, the damn devil. Yeah, that's what I seen. Somebody could object to the work that you do. 10 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, but you put in a whole lot of work. Somebody could be obsessed with your work. Yeah, you to earn this Ace of Pentacles. Although you may not, it hasn't settled in yet. You haven't really absorbed it yet, but yeah, you have elevated. You have changed your life. You have changed the trajectory of your life. And it's all about choosing to do things different, right? And to be your authentic self. Ain't nothing wrong with who you are. God didn't make no mistake. You ain't supposed to have the same skills as somebody else. He gave you a gift. You have to stop looking at other people's stuff and start looking within so you can find yours. If you don't know what that is. But it's more than likely it's something that you hid because it wasn't popular. Okay, so you can go fit in with the crowd. Just saying. What's going on here, Spirit? We got the Hangman. I'm gonna put him down here. Yeah, I feel like you're in you're taking a break. You're trying to, I feel like, adjust to the altitude. That's what I'm hearing. Because you're no longer, entertaining the past or anything that from the past. You learn what you needed to learn. It doesn't even appeal to you, right? And then now it's about, okay, what happened next? What do I like? You know, how do I get to where I want to go? Is it something that's doable, right? Spirit, 3 of Cups. Will I have to do it alone? That's what I'm hearing. You know, I feel like some of you guys have done a lot. You've done a lot of work, right? Whatever it is that you do in repetition, you continue to do it every day. You did the same. Maybe you've been doing the same thing, but whatever it is, right? It has got you to where you are. And I feel like this is staying in connection or communication with your spirit guides, with God. You know, whatever it is, you know, that you've been doing to get you to this point. Now it's like the universe is saying it's time. Okay, it's time to move on now. You learned the lesson. You learned the lesson. You learned the lesson. Yeah, you learned the lesson. And this is a life lesson, not just a lesson, oh, you know, about this or that. No, this is about in life. You've learned a lesson. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. Stay in the moment. This is where, and now you're gonna have to adjust yourself to being here, being right here in this moment. Got it. T just doing what it want to do at this point. Jesus. What's the next message, Spirit? This is nice. Okay. Love, temperance, balance. You're not going to fall. You're not going to fall. You're balanced. You, listen. You don't even resonate there anymore. So don't worry about what happened in the past. You don't resonate with that anymore. If other people have not, you know, cleared their chakras, then that's something that they need to do. And if they are unable to let go of the past, then that's not your problem. Spirit said, use your time well. You hear me? Use your time well. All the golden afternoon inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception. Spirit saying, use your time well. What's going on here for my collective spirit? The 4 of Swords and Justice. Justice is here. You may have had Justice, the Star, and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. This healing. With the 4 of Swords. Yeah. You've done a lot. You've done a lot. A lot. A lot. Justice. Things being justice and temperance. Look, it's like a double message here of balance. Things being balanced out. Justice being, you know, and if there was an injustice while you were in this process, the fact that you carried your own burdens, you didn't go back. You didn't try to go back, right? You know you couldn't go back. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing there to go back to. What are you going back to? It's gone already. Yesterday is energy. Yesterday's energy is gone. So just know that. So you go back, then you're just going back to repeat it. 7 of Cups. Illusions. Wow. The sun. Look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 9 of Pentacles. Listen. 10 of Pentacles. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this one like, ain't that the 9 of Pentacles down there, sis? This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is protection. This is peace. This is being comfortable and safe. This is your ancestors watching over you. Right? Yes. This is wealth. Stability. Nice things too, I heard. Nice things. The sun, wish fulfillment. Look. You can't go back to the past. That's the third time. That's the third time. Yeah, I feel like you're going to get justice for all the times that you were deceived, ghosted, I heard, that weren't celebrated, attacked, scared, tricked, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing all those things that also that you could have used, right, to some kind to bring balance into your life. You're no longer in that energy. You're choosing better. Okay, I'm gonna get one of these, and then get on up out of here. So let's see. What's the wild things got to say about this Mayor seat for the collective? It looks good, guys. It really does. What we got? Cultivate story. Wow. This is your story. Yep. You get to make you a brand new chapter. A whole new chapter. You can rewrite in your story. Look, beginnings. Come on, Spirit. Number one. Oh, shit. Of course I don't have the book over here. Let me see something. It might be right here. Hang on, guys. Here we go. Let's read the Wild Things 31. All right. Cultivate story. You are made of moonlight and stories. The night and its wilding creatures know this. When you need a change in your narrative, seek their counsel. Some stories lift you up, encouraging your potential and inherent magic. Other stories limit, diminish, or destroy your worth. You are being asked right now to consider which stories you are listening to and which ones you are telling. Tell yourself a story of empowerment. Telling yourself a story of empowerment will bring a surge of energy. Notice how your shoulders relax, your breath deepens, your heart warms. Telling yourself a story or scarcity or disempowerment leaves you tight, small, and cramped. It shows up in your body, right? While we are very selective about the books we read and the stories we watch on film, we are far less selective about the stories we tell ourselves. Now is the time to question the narratives you're allowing into the ear of your spirit. Choose the helpful ones. Wow. And I want to read this one too. You can't go back to yesterday. I'm going to read that one, y'all. Yep. Because I read one in the beginning, right? Let's read this one. That's 44. 44. Can't go back to yesterday. Okay. And the Griffin added, "Come, let's hear some of your adventures." "I could tell you my adventures, beginning from this morning," said Alice a little timidly. "But it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then." Stop playing. I just said that you was a different person 5 minutes ago. Stop playing. In this lovely moment, Alice is being asked to recount her adventures for the Griffin, who longs to hear them and is genuinely interested. Alice would love to share too, but she knows if she talks a great deal about what has happened and where she is from, she will never truly be able to move forward and find out who she is now that she has changed and is within the world of Wonderland. The Griffin wants her to share so he can be entertained and perhaps get to know her a little better. But for Alice, the thought of reliving the past is no bueno. Is that always want to talk about that shit, right? Ain't that what we say? As it will not help him know her, as she has changed too much. Exactly. And therefore her history is not a way of true friendship. Didn't I say somebody trying to keep holding things against you? Come on, Spirit. Perhaps this is the same for you. Focus on creating new memories or sharing experiences on getting to know someone and letting them know you in the present. Absolutely. That's why I be like, I don't want to date nobody from my past because they know that other person, they may not be over that bitch. But I am living in my truth. But I am, you know. Know someone and letting them know you in the present through observation and conversation, except that you have changed. As we change, the simple telling of who we are and who we are becoming and experiencing new adventures right in the heart of the precious present moment. Yes, we can share our past adventures and histories, but perhaps you are quite a different person. Perhaps you were quite a different person then. So consider adventuring forth and fully experiencing the present with people you have connected with. Your past will spill out of you when the time is right for the sharing of such things, but don't let that be the fucking main topic. Divination, you are more than your past. Didn't we already say that? You are rare. You are free. There aren't many like you. Right? You have evolved and changed. Sharing your history is only to share who you once were. You are no longer the same person. Alright. It's not reverse, so I'm not going to read the reverse. So it's not to taint the message. But anyway, that is the message. I'll see you guys. Be good. Deuces.